important, because even though you might have a prodigious appetite, you flat can't eat everything in the cafeteria line. I wanted to pick out the very best and the things that appealed to me the most. Then when I got in the line, I was able to rather immediately determine exactly what I wanted. Got down to the end of the line, my bill looked like the foreign aid bill of the world, and I reached for my pocketbook. The little lady said, "You don't have to pay until you've eaten the food and you head out the front door. Then we look for a little payment." And I kind of thought about that, because you see, in a way that's just like life, and in a way it's the exact opposite of life. We can choose exactly what we want life to give us. But the difference is, in life, you got to first make the deposit before you can make the withdrawal. Where there in the cafeteria line, I was able to choose what I wanted and eat it before I paid for it. In the game of life, all you need to do really is identify what you want out of life, then decide what you are willing to exchange for the things you really want. And so as I was thinking this evening about us getting together, I wanted to see what it is that you want in life. And I'm convinced that most of us are very much concerned about a lot of things, and although I recognize that with 2,000 people here, you people in the back will be unable to see the blackboard, don't worry, you're not being discriminated against, because even though those down front can see it, they can't read what I'm writing. Doesn't make a bit of difference. The reason I keep the notes is for my benefit, so I'll stay straight. So you just don't worry about what I'm writing on the blackboard. But what is it that most of us want in the tomorrows of our life? I'm persuaded beyond any doubt that all of us are interested in health and wealth and happiness. Now, I recognize the fact that there are some people who will occasionally say, "Well, I don't really want to earn a lot of money." I've always believed that any man or woman who said that would lie about other things too. Now, don't misunderstand. I know there are a lot of ministers and a lot of social workers and a lot of educators who really did not get into that particular thing because they expected to get rich. But I've never seen one yet that would not accept a raise if it were offered. And all I'm really saying is things are relative, and what I want to talk about is more relatives, meaning simply that we get more of whatever we want. I'm going to talk about three different kinds of health. I'm going to talk about physical health, I'm going to talk about mental health, and I'm going to talk about spiritual health. Because man is physical, he is mental, and he is spiritual. And if you deal with only one or two phases of man, you're not going to glean all that life has to offer. And if you're hurting in one phase of your life, you're uncomfortable, you're hurting literally all over. Let's look at our physical health just for a moment. Our physical health is so tremendously important. If we take good care of our bodies simply will take us further and faster and enable us to do more with what we've got. You understand that so well because of the Nutrilite, which you offer to people as an example to help take care of their physical health. Well, let me ask you a question. If you had $1 million horse, I want you to think about this. If you had $1 million horse, would you invite the neighborhood kids in to feed him? Would you keep him out till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning drinking coffee or any other thing that might not be good for him? Would it not be absolutely true, in fact, that you would take care of that $1 million horse by making certain he got everything that would enable him to perform better when he was out performing? And the answer is obviously, yes, you would. And here we have our $1 million bodies, which we constantly abuse and never really give any thought of taking care of it. Now, fortunately, in the last few years, many Americans have become aware of that, and they're taking better care of it. I know some of you have commented on the fact that I've lost some weight. Yes, I lost it 6 years ago. I'm still at 165, which is what I lost to 6 years ago. I got on an exercise program. Up until then, my idea of an exercise program would be to fill the tub, take a bath, pull the plug, and fight the current. I mean, that was it. But I became aware of the fact that if I took better care of this body of mine, that the body would take me further. No later than yesterday, a man said to me, "Zig, how do you find time to jog?" And I looked at him and said, "You know, I've got so much to do, I don't have time not to jog." Think about it just for a moment. I invest 25 minutes a day, 5 days a week in jogging. As a direct result of that, I have an increased energy and work capacity that will enable